I got interested in Houdini when I was in the 7th grade, and I remember being in the school library, and I read a book about Harry Houdini. And ever since then, he just had a fascinating career, always beat every challenge from the public to escape from handcuffs and straitjackets and the such. And just unique individual for the turn of the century during his time. He really took magic from sort of a vaudeville, charlatan type entertainment to really a first-class theatrical performance. What we have here is my collection of over 1,500 books, which all have to do something with Houdini, whether they be biography, children's works, a lot with Conan Doyle, because Houdini had a relationship with him. We have general magic books and the history of magic. We have a lot of foreign language. We have a lot of spiritualism in the occult, because Houdini had an interest in the spiritualism, and so on and on. So we have quite a broad selection there. What you have here is a set of what are called mirror cards. These are rare items, which you'd have a photo of Houdini and his wife Bess. And on the back side would be a little pocket mirror that a lady would, of course, kept in her purse to do her hair or makeup with. This is one of Houdini's rare packing trunks. This would not have been an escape trunk, but again, a packing trunk where he would have traveled, made his oceanic from America to Europe and so forth. And it opens up, and basically it's just a large wooden crate. Pretty empty, but what you can see on the end label there is Houdini's private label and some shipping stickers. One of the next treats I'd like to share with you is this set of rare books. Houdini himself wrote several books. One of them is titled The Unmasking of Roberto Houdin. Roberto Houdin was a French magician who Houdini, whose real name was Eric Weiss, really took his name from, a form of it, taking the Houdin, adding the letter I to the end to make it Houdini. This is an extremely rare sidewalk stand. There's only 2 that are known to exist, mine and one in another collection. And it says, L. Lawrence Weber presents Houdini. This would have been from his final years, his 1926, what was to be his 1926 to 1920 season. Of course, Houdini died in 1926, so he was never able to complete this whole season. And these would have been basically standing outside a theater for the week's performance, sitting out there in the sidewalk in all the weather, and just basically saying, hey, here he is at this theater for the following few days or the following week, and they were meant to be thrown away. What we have in this custom-built case is a variety of Houdini handcuffs and lockpicks and various tools that he would have used to help do his escapes. And one of the treasures in this case is a contract pledging his allegiance between one of his 3 assistants. This one is from Franz Kukl. He had 2 other assistants, James Vickery and James Collins. Basically, it's pledging that they would never tell his secrets. And even after Houdini's death, his 3 assistants always kept their loyalty, and never once did they let the general public know how Houdini did any of his effects. This is an original Houdini straitjacket, which one of the things I don't think the public really understood or figured out at the time is, as daunting as it would be to certainly escape from a straitjacket, even while standing upright on stage, Houdini would oftentimes do an effect with this where he would be hung upside down from a city flagpole or the newspaper flagpole in any particular city he would go. And being upside down was actually easier to escape from the straitjacket versus just standing upright, because gravity helped pull it off your body for basically to help it fall off. Although there's still some tricks involved, that actually helped him quite a bit in escaping from one of these. This unique case is holding 2 very special items. One is his leather wallet, monogrammed Harry Houdini in gilt here. And the other is a very unique item. HH for Harry Houdini. This is the pajama pocket that he was wearing when he passed away in 1926. What most people consider would be the 1953 Tony Curtis Houdini movie, is when he died in the water torture cell. That misleads very many people. He didn't die doing the water torture cell. He did that trick many, many times successfully. Never died that way. He basically died from a punch in the stomach, which burst his appendix, basically causing him peritonitis, which had killed him because he didn't go to the hospital at the time, and they didn't have antibiotics to even cure that at the time. What we've got behind this, right next to this, is just a special collage of different items, a lot of picture postcards, some autographs, a lot of little movie trivia cards, again, some personal photos of him escaping, doing some effects. Here's another one with from 1904 from the London Mirror Challenge. One of the rarest things in my collection is this box. This box contains the original glass lantern slides that Houdini used when he gave his anti-spiritualism debunking lectures. He would have projected these across an auditorium full of folks and given a lecture to follow it, describing why he did not believe in seances, spirit mediums, and that type of thing. What we're looking at here is a double exposure photo of Houdini and President Abraham Lincoln. And he did this to show how the spirit mediums would use double exposure photography to dupe the patrons. What we have here is the periodical room, which is over in this particular collection, over 1,200 periodicals which are specifically have a Houdini article, whether they be magic magazines or just general public magazines. But anyhow, it's the largest single collection of periodicals of Houdini literature in the world.